Young woman in the East Bay is setting off on quite a journey.
And it all started with the question, where does my water come from? Nina Gordon-Kirsch left her home in Oakland this afternoon. She plans to hike roughly 240 miles on the Bay Trail to the headwaters of the Mokelumne River in the Central Valley.
Her goal, to bring awareness to where water comes from at a time when...
Hey everybody, welcome to Meet Your Watershed. I'm Kathy Grant, City of Lodi Watershed Program Coordinator, and today we're doing something a little different. I've jumped watersheds. We are now in the Sacramento River watershed. I'm on the UC Davis campus, and we're about to meet somebody who actually walked from her home in Oakland all the way up to the top of the upper watershed in the Highland Lake areas. Nina. Let's go meet Nina. What have we found here? This is really interesting. This is actually the From Sea to Sierra's collection of soils in California. So it starts all the way at the end, which is the coast soils, comes through the valley, which is the beginning of the lift up to the Sierras. Mokelumne River watershed, we know that's where they found the fossils in the Ione series soil. It's very exciting.
Hi everybody, I'm Nina Gordon-Kirsch, and I'm born and raised in Berkeley, California, and I took a big journey in the summer of 2022 that I'm going to talk about with Kathy today.
So take me back to when you made up your mind to start this journey. What were you thinking? What were you doing?
Sure. So I spent about 7 years teaching a high school water resources class in San Francisco, and I learned so much about the San Francisco water supply. And I'm from the East Bay, born and raised in Berkeley, and grew up my life there and now live in Oakland. And I was like, where does my water come from?
So tell us about that walk. How did it start?
So I started at my house in Oakland. I left my back door, walked down to the bay.
In what month?
In July. Actually, it was June 28th of 2022.
And you stepped out that back door and just started walking.
Just started walking. And obviously, I had to do a lot of planning ahead of time. I didn't just start walking. There was a lot of logistics I had to plan and supporters who came to help me with gear and food. And I had to figure out where to walk ahead of time and people to house me and places I could go camping along the way. And I planned a 33-day walk from Oakland all the way up into the Sierras to trace the Mokelumne River.
Hi.
You ever wonder where your water comes from?
Honestly, not really. I probably should though.
Right. Do you guys ever wonder where your water comes from?
Oh.
The Mokelumne River.
Well, I didn't know that.
I know, nobody knows that. Some things I was really surprised about, Kathy, is that when I walked along the Bay Trail, nobody knew where their water came from. I walked for days along the Bay Trail and I had Flaggy and I said, hey, do you guys know where your water comes from? People would say, well, I've never thought about that before. Or people would say, no, where does it come from? And I would say, repeat after me, Mokelumne.
Mokelumne.
Day 3, day 6. It's day 9 and I don't feel like doing my video diary. It's day 10. Day 15. Tomorrow we have to take kayaks upstream because there's too much private property along the riverside for me to walk.
We had some moments where we were thinking, can we leave the boat and then just walk?
Too shallow to boat, so we're out of the boats and walking. I'm grateful to have supporters along the way who are each holding a part of the story with me. Daphne's family has owned this pear orchard for over 100 years.
Water is the source of life, soil is the foundation.
It's day 26. Tomorrow we're going to enter the Mokelumne River Canyon and start 4 days of backcountry travel, and it's all off-trail going up the River Canyon. Some of my favorite places along the walk were pretty much anywhere where I could get in the river. It was interesting to notice how the river changed in different places. So in the delta, as I was walking along the San Joaquin, it was very channelized with levee roads and lots of big rocks on the outsides. And then as I got above those levee roads, the river got to be a little wider and more like fluid and had its own personality.
So I want some stories. What's your favorite Lodi memory?
There was a day that I was walking that it was about 104 degrees, and I was so miserable and it was so hot. And I said to my friend, Jyoti, let's just go get ice cream. So we've tried to find the nearest ice cream place, and when we parked outside, I was wearing this shirt, and I was wearing, had Flaggy here.
Flaggy.
And someone in the parking lot was like, oh, what are you up to? What are you doing? And we talked to her for a while, and she was like, oh, come on into the ice cream store. My name is Debbie. I would love to buy you some ice cream. And I was like, wow, thanks, Debbie. Another fun story from Lodi is I was supported by the Headwaters Boathouse down at Lodi and put my kayak in there, and it was beautiful. And another part of Lodi that I took interest in is that people's drinking water came from the Mokelumne River again. So I had walked through a bunch of places where people were getting their water from wells in the Delta, and to meet back up with people again who were getting their water from the Mokelumne felt like a convergence.
Yeah. So going forward, where's your next adventure?
Yeah, so the next adventure is taking this journey, and I collected footage all along the way with the documentary film crew. And we want to make it into an educational film to bring into schools. So now we're setting out on a big journey of raising money to make this educational curriculum about water. Once we raise the money, we're going to make a California accredited curriculum so it can go into public schools with ease.
Nice.
And it will be an educational film paired with maps and reflection questions that are influenced by indigenous tribes who I talked to along the way to teach students about the rivers. So if there's kids out there who want to get connected to their water systems, I would say the first thing is, what is the creek that's nearest to your house? Is there a creek you can walk to? Is there a creek that's been buried underneath concrete? Find out where your nearest creek is. Or go visit the Mokelumne River. Go swimming, go kayaking, get your hands and your feet in there and say hello, Mokelumne River.
So you've created a 501c3 nonprofit, not-for-profit organization, and so it's really a community effort to make this happen, correct?
It's a community effort, yep. I'm on a speaking tour right now talking to a bunch of different audiences. People are helping fund the project. We're applying to grants. We're just trying to get this curriculum out to schools so that students get to learn about their waters.
Thank you for being here today, and thank you for making that journey and taking us all along with you on it. So
yeah, thanks for having me, Kathy.
Yeah, all the best.